question for you. Is it just you two working today? Like right now?
No, it's other two people.
Do you have a manager here?
Yeah, me right now.
You're the manager?
Right now.
Okay. Just to check first, I don't want to assume anything.
Mm-hmm.
If a customer were to come in right now with a service dog, do you know how to handle that?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you ask them for papers?
No, well, the dog automatically has to have the vest on.
It has to have the vest on.
Yeah, and it's law.
And that's the law. Sorry to say.
Yeah, because we had a problem with it not too long ago. So.
Yeah, you did. I'm the dude you had a problem with.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was just basically checking to see if you have been trained. That's not true. The dog does not have to wear the vest. You cannot require one by law. It is? Boy, that's going to look bad, because the last video I posted of you doing service dog discrimination got 2 million views, and you would think after 2 years you'd be trained, but you are mistaken. Yeah, sure. There's anyone that know better than you though? Any superior or? So 2 million views was not enough, guys. Share, like, subscribe. I think she did say no papers, which is some improvement, and that's literally what they were asking before. But they haven't read the opening, their training for the Americans with Disabilities Act, obviously. Now they're on vest or required, which they are not by law, and they're not real. They're not from any official source. You can just buy one, though I tended to use one, and that doesn't help. You don't have to, or if you break it, like you step on it or something, which will eventually happen to mine, they can't. What you just said about the vest required by law, well, I'm curious, is that reflected in their policy somewhere? Now, I know it's not in Yum, in the major pizza corporation, but maybe the manager at this, which is her, maybe they have a different policy here. No, that's not what happened. They're ignorant. They haven't read their policy. They haven't read the law. 2 years wasn't long enough. Now you see, I was getting... Well, let's see if she'll change her mind real quick, because there's two separate things here. Are they educated? That's one test. Would you get away with coming in here with your dog? Like, would you get your lunch? Like, is it okay? And this did sting last night. The dude had no clue, and the dude last night, he was nice about it, nicer than this girl, but he had to ask me, just from his knowledge, are service dogs allowed in restaurants? Like, that was a question I had to answer the staff under this woman last night. Are service dogs specified in California? And I told him, yes, they are in California, and it's federal law anywhere in America. And just in general, and in Europe, a lot of places. So I already knew there had been no training, but the manager herself, remember, I didn't get the manager in the original incident. So the hope was the manager would know better, and the employees, the little kids, were ignorant. Well, no, this manager, 2 years after the incident and being aware of the incident, is not trained. That's just shocking too. This is my #1 video. The record-breaking video was right there in that table. They've changed this little counter thingy here. It was bigger before. Stretched the whole length. But it was that table sitting right here. This will be like I said, this has changed. I don't know why. It used to be a bigger, you can see right here. So one way or the other, even if it comes back as a positive, if you come in there with a service dog, she's going to have to contact corporate and figure it out. And like I said last night, the guy didn't even know if service dogs were allowed, vest or not, period, and where food is, where a restaurant is. So if you came in after business hours, when she couldn't just call corporate, as if that always works, you wouldn't get served. And there's just looking around. They got a new. This Time Crisis is new, and they had a Terminator machine before there, and it was actually messed up. And I played Time Crisis. Actually, one of the ones I recognize that too. I recognize a spot in the '90s where this thing was in Lexington, Kentucky. It was popular. Yeah, service might be a little slow, man. The manager's in the back trying to find excuses to discriminate against people with service dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, I was in here like 2 years ago with my service dog, and they called the cops on me and violated my rights and did a bunch of horrible shit. And I put the video of it on YouTube. Got 2 million views.
Wow.
So I come back to see if they've had any training and they know how to deal with service dogs. Guess what? No clue. And last night I stopped by and actually got a pizza, or I phoned ahead, carry out or whatever. The employees last night, under the manager that's here today, had to ask me for his own information, are service dogs allowed in restaurants? He didn't know.
It should be.
They are.
Service dogs.
They are. But this manager has already said she's aware of the incident, and I did a spot check to see if she knew how to handle service dogs. She does not. She's still in violation of the law. And then she went in the back and got it on her phone. We're waiting to see what happens now. I'm assuming she's calling corporate, but one of the notes I made, the guy last night had no training. And if she's calling corporate, that's during business hours. It's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's during business hours right now, and she can call corporate. What if you came in here at 7 p.m.? You're not getting dinner. You're leaving, and if you're with a group of people and you have a service dog, you're all like, you wait outside for them, or?
Hello. Hi, how can I help you guys?
Called in an order.
Your one name?
Frank. It's personal pad and then the wings.
For Frank, right? $15.12. Can you please enter your card? That's coming up, okay? Yeah, not here.
Hey, what about you? How long have you been working here?
I've been working here for like 4 years.
4 years, so long enough. You were there at the original incident. Did you get any training about service dogs 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did. Your manager didn't
She's
seem.
new to this location.
She's new to this location, but she's the manager, right?
She's in training.
She's in training. Okay, well, I just asked her if she was the superior member here, and she said, yeah. I didn't know. Yeah, but she says that vests are required by law, and emphasized it, which isn't true, and they don't actually exist. There isn't any legal vest. You can make one yourself, but the ADA itself, the law that creates service dogs in America, specifically says vests are not required but are permitted. So that's the law in verbatim. I'm just kind of, I stopped by and actually got a pizza last night. And the manager last night, not the manager, but the ranking employee, there wasn't a manager available, said he had to ask me whether or not service dogs were permitted in restaurants, period, any restaurant. So that's basic, like 101. So no training is what I'm seeing. She's still wrong, your manager in training, your employees have no training. It's been about 2 years.
So why are you recording me then?
Well, I'm doing a sting to see if you guys
I
knew.
don't feel comfortable with you recording me, so I don't have nothing against you. You can go ahead and be your service dog if you like.
But no, the manager said that I have to have a vest. You're a manager.
I'm the manager.
Well, are vests required?
You could bring your dog in here if you like. I'm not saying you can't.
But no vest.
It doesn't matter if you're bringing with a vest or no vest. It's fine.
The other manager said, yeah, and she's checking with corporate right now. She's on the phone.
No, she's not recording.
What is she doing? She said she's on the phone.
I don't feel comfortable with you recording me, sir.
Yeah, I bet you don't, considering the last one got 2 million views and you all fucked up again. Yeah, I bet you don't. Now, she said she was calling corporate and excused herself, asked her for a minute to take the call in the back and step to the back. This is all on video. You might want to go talk to her and update your story. You said she's not calling corporate?
I'm the manager in charge and I'm here to help you, sir.
Yeah, okay, well, the other assistant manager was checking on her statements. Me and the other lady were in a conversation and she excused herself and said she'll be back in a minute when she finishes the call.
Like I said, sir, is there anything I can help you with? Would you like to order a pizza?
I'll let to finish my conversation. I'm waiting politely on the other party.
Let me go check on your order, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should look up the video. You got YouTube on your cell phone?
No. Facebook.
I had it on Facebook, but bullies were not right now. And you see how she's trying to be dodgy? I just before you came in, I got a clear shot of the person that claiming to be manager saying the vests are definitely required by law, and now she's just beating around the bush. She's not going to correct the other employee. They've had 2 years. She's aware of the situation. There's been zero training. The other employees don't even know if the dog's allowed to come in. And she's not comfortable being recorded. Look at that thing. She's not being comfortable being recorded while she's violating our company policy and federal law. Are any criminals comfortable being recorded when they're doing the wrong thing? I think most home burglars would say, hey, don't record me, man. I don't want any evidence of this. You know, people doing a hate crime, people don't like to admit it, but service dogs are tied to disability. And that form of discrimination falls under the same umbrella as racial discrimination, national origin, religion, sexual orientation. Discriminating against me and a service dog is the equivalent of a hate crime. Or is a hate crime, not equivalent.
I have your pizza, pepperoni, and your cheese and pepper pizza?
Cheese. Just one.
Just one?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, Mom.
Hey, so once again, you're going to either need to tell me to leave and deny me service because I asked you about service dogs, or you're going to need to get your employee corrected. You guys are just going to refuse to correct the employee? She's going to sit there on camera and tell me that service dog vests are required by law, so they don't exist, so there's no service dogs allowed, right? And she's going to lie to me and tell me she's going in the back to take that phone call, and then not be doing so, and then the other girl who now says she's the manager and outranking the first girl who claims senior manager position, they all are ignorant, and they all have poor customer service skills. And let me tell you, if you come in here with a service dog, you are not getting served. They're going to call Torrance Police on you, and Torrance Police are going to tell you to get out because you don't have your proper papers. See previous video. This is how bad the customer service is. 2 years, no apology, no retraction, no training, no preventative measures. If anyone were to come back in here, they would be discriminated against. And she's not comfortable being recorded. Where's the rest of them? Isn't there one over the register? That doesn't get the cash drawer. Oh, it does get the safe. That's what that is. Now, she has not told me to leave. All she said is some bullshit lie about I'm not comfortable being recorded, and this bitch in the back. She said, I'm taking a phone call. I'll be with you in a minute. Go watch it again. Go watch it again. Go watch it again. Hey, excuse me. Like I said, you either need to say the words, we're refusing your service, you have to leave, or I'm going to continue to run this video and embarrassing you and showing the world your horrific customer service skills. There's a third employee back here, Mexican. I was told there was 2. No, she said, I don't think that's going to outrank the other one. My battery is draining. Hey, what's up with you? I'm gonna have to get my charger now. I have a feeling this bitch lied to me and told me she was calling corporate and she wasn't. I came in here and asked these people if they know how to handle a service dog. They broke federal law and their company policy and told me the wrong thing. And then when I questioned her about it, she said, I need to go in the back and get on the phone and, yeah.
Hey, don't look at it.
No, sorry, I'm gonna have to.
Anyway, we'll talk outside.
I'm not getting away from the power cable, and it's not dead, but it's 4% or something, so
Maybe they don't like
This is.
That's
I've not been trespassed. I've not been refused service.